What up YouTube, Salvador Brigman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. And on this channel, we talk about Kickstarter, Indiegogo, crowdfunding, raising money for new projects and ventures and passions. And today we're talking about Kickstarter fulfillment costs and the things that go into that. I've broken up the fulfillment phase for Kickstarter into 3 different phases. So the pledges, when you're actually getting the money, the fulfillment, when you're having to get the products, and then eventually when you're having to ship this out, and the postage. Because I think this is sort of a good representation of the actual Kickstarter fulfillment stages. And then of course some other things that I got probably left out here, but this is sort of very general. So pledges, first of all, when you get the pledges, there is going to be the Kickstarter fee. This is the fee that Kickstarter takes on the credit cards that have been charged. Now, an important thing to note here is that while there is also a fee, you will have failed credit cards. These failed credit cards, I have another video on that. This could make up a relatively decent portion of your campaign. So not every single person that pledges money is necessarily going to turn in to a customer, because you're going to have failed credit cards, and this is a cost with your pledges. Other stuff that you might have here, when you're gathering all of the responses from people and maybe some of their contact information, everything like that, you're then going to have, if you have any kind of survey software, that will also factor in as an expense here with the pledges when you're getting all that money, and you're basically saying, this is coming into my bank account, now I'm going to have to figure out and get into the next stage. You're going to have to do surveys to gather all the information on the customers. And another thing you're going to have also with the pledges naturally is going to be credit card processing. This is the fee that's charged in order to actually process all of the different credit cards. It's going to take a bite, and it's going to vary from campaign to campaign what the credit card processing is. After this initial stage, we're then going to move into the fulfillment stage, and I've actually partnered with a company out there called Fulfillrite, and these guys are going to share a lot of information. So if you have any questions on the fulfillment side of this equation, I'm going to link down below to Fulfillrite, and they can literally answer any question that you have when it comes to shipping and fulfillment and all the things that might come up with your campaign. They also provide this as a turnkey solution for you guys. Under the fulfillment stage, you have pick and pack, you have storage, you have maintenance, and the kind of the way that different fulfillment companies out there actually price these is going to be remarkably different. And this is all going to be contained under how much volume in terms of orders that you're doing. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about if you're doing your own fulfillment. So if you're doing your own fulfillment, just imagine this. You're basically getting lots and lots of products to your house. Maybe other stuff, like including with the postage, maybe you have like a card that you're getting printed out, or you're having other gift wrapping material or something like that. That's a lot of stuff. If you have 1,000 backers, you have 800 backers, that's basically 800 different products that you have to then ship, put into a package. You then have to assemble nicely. That is something that's manual labor that you have to do, and there is a cost on your time. I always recommend put a cost on your time. If you make $40 an hour at your traditional job, that's what the cost is, the opportunity cost for you of doing your own fulfillment. You also have to naturally find a place to store all of this. So if you're not able to fit all of this in your garage, you might have to rent out a facility, you might have to rent out a co-working space or something like that in order to store all of these. And in addition, if you're doing, depending on the type of product, if you're having all of this product assembled somewhere else and then shipped to you, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're doing your own manufacturing and you're just having the different items of the product sent to you, you then have to find a place to actually manufacture that product. I actually have a really great podcast episode on one of the individuals who actually did their own fulfillment, so you can learn a little bit more about that in the description of this video. Something to also keep in mind here is that when you're in this stage of fulfillment, let's just imagine you're getting all these products shipped to your house, and these are basically the orders that people are going to have that eventually you're going to send out. So first of all, you have all these different boxes that are coming in, you have to open them, you have to sort them, etc. You then have also the data that you get from Kickstarter from these people that have claimed different types of reward tiers. Now you might also have stretch goals, you might have variations on the product, you might have add-ons. These are all different little SKUs in the product that you have to be aware of, and basically sync up this customer list and organize all of the products that you have in your house or wherever it is you're housing this, and then have this basically say, okay, now this is ready to be put into a box. So there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, and this isn't necessarily from like a cost standpoint, unless you're hiring a fulfillment company, and you can learn more about that down below. I would recommend thinking about your time, thinking about how much is your time worth, and using that to sort of estimate what the cost is going to be like for you for processing this entire fulfillment stage. If you have kids, this would be a really great time to enlist their help or support if you have any really nice friends that are willing to help you out with this stage. With postage, then the question is, okay, I have all these products here, I have all of the orders synced up, I know what's going to each different person, and now people are in different areas around the globe. So someone's in Germany, someone's in Canada, maybe someone's in Arkansas. Like, how am I going to figure out postage and send these to all the different people around the world? When it comes to the side of postage, the different variables that we have here at play are the weight, the size, the method that you're basically using, and distance. This is why people will try to think about actually innovative ways to sort of pack the project, or how do we get this smaller or lighter, because this can actually add up with the actual costs that eat into your margins. The question coming down to size, like what are the dimensions of your actual product that you're shipping out? In addition, when is it that you want this delivered? You know, the delivery time. These are kind of like all micro things that you have to think about. So you could get out an Excel spreadsheet, you could determine all of these variables on your own, or Fulfill It has a really great shipping calculator. So they have a shipping calculator that you can use that I'll link to down below their site. You can go on their site, you can see based off of their shipping calculator what you might expect this phase of fulfillment to be. And also, it doesn't cost anything to just open an account with them. If you're starting to do orders, it's gonna cost you something, but just to begin to use that functionality, you can go and check out their shipping calculator. This kind of gives you like a basic overview of some of the things to consider with the costs related to the actual fulfillment of your rewards and the things that go into that. Some of the other things that should just be really quickly on your mind here are thinking about things like tracking expenses, because you're going to eventually have taxes that you have to pay on the money that you've raised that you haven't spent. So think about tracking expenses. Other stuff you might want to think about is if you're going internationally, how laws might be different, guiding the actual product that you have, or duties or taxes, things related to that. Thinking about how laws are related to your project. In addition, manufacturing. Manufacturing, I didn't even include that in here, but that is a cost. I have some other videos on that. Manufacturing is a cost obviously related to your project, but what happens if for some reason, like the manufacturing is screwed up? What happens if your product doesn't arrive in the way that you thought it would, or maybe some shipment gets lost or something like that? There are manufacturing costs naturally that go into the fulfillment stage, and that's something also you're gonna have to break out the Excel sheet. You have to think about some of the different scenarios that might happen in the fulfillment stage. I hope this video started to get you thinking about fulfillment when it comes to Kickstarter, some of the different things you're going to have to sort of determine, some of the questions you're going to have to answer for yourself, for your individual project, how much it weighs, how bulky it is, the dimensions, the distance, what methods you're going to be using, also if you want to do this yourself or not. So I hope this sort of started the ball rolling. And in addition, if you want more information, I urge you, go and contact and reach out to the folks at Fulfillrite. They are super helpful. They also have a section on my online forum, kickstarterforum.org, where they answer questions. So they've been really, really helpful in getting a lot of these questions answered for my community, and in addition for your specific case. So I urge you, go and check out the link down below and you can learn more about them. Again, my name is Salvador Brigman, and I will see you next time.